Hey guys, it's Mr. DeLeon 9999. I'm kicking back, drinking some Corona, jamming out to some Metallica, and I wanted to do a video real quick, guys. I want to explain to everybody what happened to me on my little experience in the airport. I've been needing to do this video, I just haven't been able to do it, but I'm going to do it right now. When I was in Lubbock, I was getting on the plane. Of course, you got to take off your shoes and your belt, and they do the thing where you walk through the machine and it beeps if you got something metal on you. And of course, I explained that I had some metal rods in my chest with some screws, you know, from my accident. And the little beeper went off, so then they took me to the side, and then they said if we could have a moment of your time, so, you know, sort of thing. So what happened was, guys, they took me to the side, and they said, well, excuse me, sir, can we take you to this little room for a moment? And I was like, what do you take me to a little room for? You know, what's going on? Oh, we didn't do further testing on you, sir. And then I explained to him, I said, you know, the second time, the reason why the machine went off, because, you know, the metal detectors, because I got some rods in there, you know. I already got my shoes off, I got my belt off, you know. So he said, well, I'm going to need to pat you down. So what he did was, he patted me down, you know, the usual pat down, and then he went to read a supervisor. And his supervisor said, you know, we're going to take you to this room. And I was like, why? They said, you can't do this in front of everybody else. And I was like, well, I don't want to argue because I don't want to look like I'm, you know, suspicious in any way, like I'm hiding something. So I went along with him to the room. And then the second individual patted me down from my legs all the way up. And you can't see my legs down here, but I have a leg bag because I have to use a catheter, you know, because I'm a paraplegic, guy. So basically, I'm going to tell you some things about myself that I normally wouldn't do because I have to because of this video. And he was asking me, what is this attachment? And I was like, well, this is a leg bag. It's connected to a catheter because I'm a paraplegic. I use it to do my business. He's like, oh, okay. I said, do you want to open it up and look inside? And he's like, no, it's okay. So as he patted me towards my waist, I have an ostomy on my left flank. And he said, what is this? And I explained to him what it is. And then I was like, you know, well, do you want to open that up as well? And he's like, no. I said, I thought to myself, well, I didn't think so. So he patted me down, and he sprayed his gloves with some kind of spray to see if they have any residue from a bomb or anything. And he said it came back positive. So we're going to do a third pat down. And it was a third individual that did this. And then this moment they actually checked my chonies. That's Spanish for underwear. He checked my underwear to see if I had anything hiding there. And of course I told him you're going to find a catheter there, so that's all you're going to find. He went ahead and did his thing and felt me up there. I did feel gross, you know. And he did that, then he went and go ahead and sprayed his gloves, and you know, nothing came back. And of course, I instructed them, not once, I think about 2 times or 3 times, that I did handle firearms that morning. Because, you know, I had to tell them if there was any residue, why there would be, because I was already coming off positive for residue. So in my head, it had to click. It had to be because I handled my firearms. Because that morning on the trip, I locked them up in my gun safe, you know. And I instructed the guards, gentlemen, whatever you want to call them, this. So naturally, you think that would nip it in the bud, but it did not. They then asked me to lift off my chair so they can search my chair. And they had me lift up. One of them supported me while the other one checked my cushion. And they set me down and they wiped their gloves again with that spray to see if they had any explosive residue on it. It came back, you know, negative, not positive. But then he asked for his supervisor, and then he came in. That supervisor must have came in out of the room like once or twice. And he asked to do the same thing again. So he had me lifted up and then he searched the cushion on my chair. So they checked my wheelchair twice. Not once, but twice. For what? You know? I mean, do I look suspicious? I'm in a wheelchair. You know, we had a couple of And I'm not saying this because I'm racial or anything, because you guys know I'm not like that, but they had a couple of, I don't know if the other day we said la la la, but they had a, you know, we had a couple individuals there from a certain ethnicity, you know, and they came in and out, you know, through the checkout with blue colors. Why was I singled out? I mean, you know, if anything, they might look suspicious because, you know, I'm not exactly how to say this, but they should not look suspicious because who they are, the ethnicity, but yet, you know, you think that they'd be watching them a little bit more closer than a U.S. citizen, you know, or a West Texan or an American, whatever you want to call it, you know. Why did they single me out, you know? Maybe, you know, because I'm in a wheelchair? I mean, it might be a guy who's going to hide a bomb in his cushion? No, I'm not. I was just a disabled individual that decided to put in a room for 30 minutes and go through all of that shit. And the embarrassing part for me wasn't the part that the fact that they, or I guess you could say groped, you know, searched my junk. It wasn't the fact that they patted me down or lifted me off my chair. It was the fact that after I got out of the room, I had to sit there, you know, with the other passengers. You know, we were waiting for a flight, and they were all staring at me like, oh, that's the guy that was in the room for 30 minutes, and now he's sitting with us. I hope he's okay. Hope he's safe to fly with. I mean, do you know how that would feel like? I hope to God none of you guys ever have to, but, you know, that's a real awkward feeling, you know? Especially for, you know, for me. You know, I've been through a lot of situations in my life, but that was definitely a first for me, you know? And after these airport personnel did their deed, they didn't apologize. They didn't say, oh, we're doing our job, sir. They just said, okay, you can leave now. So that's basically what happened, guys. So do what you want with the information, guys. I promised to do a video about it. I did one with Steve at his house in Oregon, but my camera didn't record it. It was a great video, guys. It was a great video. Me and Steve were in a garage, you know. It didn't come out, but this one, of course, does. So I just want to do the video, let you guys know what happened on the airport situation, the little room. You know, I can joke about it now because it was then and it's now. But it was an experience, guys. And it saddens me because I really think they didn't do it because I look suspicious. I don't think they did it because, you know, it was protocol. I think they did it because they had a little too much time on their hands. And since I was a disabled individual, they, you know, they figured, well, he ain't gonna put up much of a fuss. I think about it now, maybe I should have, but all I want to do was make my flight. I just wanted to get in there, get it done, get through the gate, and get on my plane and take off. I didn't want to cause any trouble and have them give a reason for me not to be able to fly when I never made my trip to Oregon. So to me, that's what I was thinking about. But you know, there it is, guys. So there's the info, there's the video, and I appreciate everybody watching my videos. I appreciate all the friendships that I've made with everybody. I mean, y'all guys rock. YouTube is the greatest. You know, it's the greatest. It's the greatest thing I ever got myself involved with. You know, and I just came back from a great trip with a 5.56 family. You know, the Brady Bunch with guns, and I'll never forget it. I appreciate it, Steve and Lisa. You guys definitely put some positivity in my life, guys. It's the first time I got to travel in about 3 years, and I couldn't think of a better place to go travel and spend some time. So thanks, guys. This is Mr. D, and as always, from West Texas, I'm out.